Right then, welcome back to another vid of the CoD files. Fabulously named. And yeah, this is from the map SLUMS, as you can see. I do pretty well, as I do in pretty much all the games, or at least well enough for me. You know, I'm not an amazing player, I'm not a bad player, I'm a decent, average to good player, I think. So don't expect anything totally stupid, be it good or bad. It's just kind of somewhere in the middle to the kind of upper echelons of greatness. But a rubbish start, as you can see. Absolutely dreadful start. But I do get him back in spectacular fashion here with a grenade. Bit of a spoiler alert. So, yeah, now this is kill confirmed. And I did kill confirmed for the first time in this series, if you like, last time. But just for anyone who maybe didn't see that, or maybe you need reminding, or maybe you just want to hear it again, for some bizarre reason. Kill confirmed, the gameplay basically encourages you to collect the dog tags. It's the first one to either 100... in other words, 100 points or 100 dog tags that you pick up, or until whoever's got the high score when the time runs out. Now, the greatest thing about it is that it, generally speaking, it doesn't completely eradicate them, but generally speaking, it kind of takes away the kind of people, campers essentially, that's the word I'm looking for, or dickheads, whichever one you prefer. You know, them people who sit in a corner and they don't care about doing anything other than, you know, putting their kill-to-death ratio up a little bit. And it doesn't help anybody out other than themselves. But even then, it doesn't really help them out. It's just kind of silly. Nice little triple kill coming up. And I steal his crate. So, that was pretty clever. But yeah, so basically the idea is collect the tags, you get a point every time. Now, when you or your teammates are shot, they leave behind a red dog tag. And if you pick that up before the opposition do, then they don't get the point. If you leave it there and they pick it up, then they get it. So the idea is basically just pick up all the dog tags you see. It's as simple as that. And for me, you know, team kill there, that was ridiculous. But yeah, for me, the kind of people who are campers, they shouldn't really be playing this game mode. It's kind of silly and a waste of time, but each to their own, I guess. Now, I haven't really got anything to talk about as such. There's kind of something on my mind, but I'm obviously going to talk about it. But I don't really want to because I don't like to sort of court attention. Not that I'm not going to criticise anyone, I'm not going to name anybody. But it's somewhat controversial in a sense. I guess I'll talk about it. Oh, go on then, you twisted my arm. Might as well. But like I say, don't get ready for like explosive like chat or anything. I'm not going to name anyone, and it's not going to be like bad, you know. It's just something which some people have said, and I just guess I'm giving my opinions on it really. But it first started when I was watching someone's vid the other day. Again, I won't name them, and I've got nothing bad to say against them anyway. So if they identify themselves, I'm not having a dig. It's just I just don't want to name them because I don't want them to get any kind of flack for it. That was a good shot there, by the way, that grenade. But anyway, yeah, this particular video was of somebody, obviously within, you know, the community, as the saying goes. And they were really, I mean, alright, well, my opinion is that they're going through a bit of a spell at the moment, where a lot of us go through, where they're a little bit disillusioned. And when you become disillusioned with YouTube, you take it out on other people. You know, you snap at them, you may be inclined to thumb down video, all that kind of caper. Because you've lost the enthusiasm, and you see everything in a very negative light. And this particular YouTuber, I'm aware of him, and I've been aware of him for a while, and in the past we've kind of traded video comments and stuff, so he's not a stranger, but he's someone who the last year or year and a bit has been not really that active. And like I say, I think it's because he's become a little bit disillusioned. And he was talking about, you know, how people do pick up vids, and he's kind of fed up watching them, and all that kind of caper, because they're all the same, and people don't really care about what they buy, and they're just showing it off to kind of bragging rights and all the rest of it. And I see where he's coming from, I really do, and to some degree, I agree, to some degree. But he did go on, and I think he either used it in a reply, like a comment, a reply to someone's comment, or he either said it on video. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I think he said, like kind of jokingly, but he sort of said it's like a mental illness that people buy, you know, a lot of games. And I don't really think it is. I just think people like, you know, buying things that make them happy, be it games, be it CDs, be it whatever it is. To say they've got a mental illness just because maybe they enjoy it and you don't is obviously wrong. It's not a mental illness at all. But in saying that, you know, people can become addicted to buying things, addicted to anything for that matter, and you can just kind of spiral out of control. And before you know it, you've got hundreds in this context, in our context, if you like, as members of this, again, this community, then it's games that we're talking about. And what I think is, and I'm not obviously saying this is the same for everybody, clearly, but I think when you first start a channel on YouTube, it's really exciting, you know, and I know from experience, and I'm guessing you do as well, and you're making vids, and it's really addictive, you like making the vids, you like the interaction, and you want to make more vids, but you don't really know what to do. Now, particularly going back 2 or 3 years, and I'm in my 4th year now of making vids on YouTube, but back 2 or 3 years ago especially, pickups were massive. These days, at least in the kind of the circles that I tend to socialise in, the pickups aren't that big anymore. But obviously for some people they are. But going back 2 or 3 years, everybody did them all the time, and I was no different. And I think one of the reasons why I picked up a lot of games is because I climbed on that bandwagon, you know, of buying stuff, thinking I needed to buy stuff, an excuse, if you like, to make a video. And so when I see people these days doing pickup vids, like pickup videos 78 or pickups 83 in the space of like 2 or 3 months, then I don't have a problem with them doing that. I don't think they're an idiot or anything like that. I just think that, generally speaking, they're just going through that kind of excitement of being new to YouTube. They, oh, look at that. Bloody hell was going on there. I was trying to move and I couldn't, and the bastard was on the floor. Just ridiculous. But anyway, yes, so I think I think with those people who are buying a lot of stuff now, who we're subscribed to, I think give it another few months, another year at best, and they'll start to taper off and buy less and less and less. So I wouldn't have a dig at anyone who buys a lot of stuff. And of course, we've all got different levels of what is too much. I touched upon this a while back, and maybe others did video responses as well. But ultimately, you know, how much is too much? Well, it's up to you. It's your opinion. You know, if you think having a full set is something you want to do, then you do it, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. You know, and I think sometimes, rather than people getting critical, you know, of other people for doing something, then either don't watch it, you know, don't subscribe, or if you're subscribed to people who do things that you don't like watching, just unsubscribe. It's the best thing to do, because really the people who we want on our channel should be people who like to watch it. If there's someone watching this now who is subscribed to me, who doesn't really enjoy watching my stuff, well, you know what to do. Tell your friends to subscribe. That's what you should do. No, what you should do is you should unsubscribe, because all I use YouTube for is for the interaction and to talk to like-minded people. And if there's people out there who don't like it, and of course the odd thumb down happens here and there, then why are you watching it? It's just really silly. So yeah, if you're going through a spell where you're a little bit disillusioned, rather than taking it out on other people, just take a back seat, have a break on YouTube. You know, we all kind of want breaks every now and again. I've started to back off a little bit, you know, but I still enjoy it, you know, but I'm sure over time I'll start to back off a bit, as we all will eventually anyway, but it's still a good place to go. But I wouldn't, you know, and I don't, you know, criticise people on it. I don't go on people's channels and slag them off and get involved in arguments like a couple of people have been doing lately. You know who you are if you're watching this, bickering with each other like children. It's kind of silly. 2 people who I know quite well as well, but I don't know, maybe one of those is just a little bit disillusioned. But anyway, so yeah, don't take it out on other people. Just make love, not war. It's not an invitation though, just in case you're wondering. Or, well, I guess it depends how much you're offering. Anyway, let's move on. See you later.